If you'd love to come study in Canada as a single person or with family and you don't know how to go about it, definitely watch this video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly Noye and I would love to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you that has liked, subscribed, shared a comment on my video or even shared my video with anybody in this last week, because guys, the love has been massive and we have been growing so much this last week. I'm truly grateful for you guys. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I do not take you guys for granted at all. Anyways, today's video came in requested by a subscriber and I decided to just do this video for her and any other person that would need this information. So guys, immigration is a sensitive topic, so let's just do a quick disclaimer. Guys, I am not a licensed immigration consultant. I am not an agent. I am not agent Isonu from Travel Sharp Sharp Agencies. I'm just here to give you guys my 2 cents and just tell you guys my experience basically while sharing some tips here and there. But don't take anything I say as law. Try and do your own research, because with immigration, it's not a one size fits all situation. It's case specific. What works for you may not work for another person. So guys, with that being said, let's get right into this video. So once you've decided that you want to come study in Canada, either as a single person or with family, the very first thing you need to get is your admission offer. So guys, to get your admission offer, you need to choose a course you want to study and then apply to a university or a college. And then once they accept your offer and they give you the admission, then you can start gathering other documents. But guys, wait first. Let's talk about this thing. If you're trying to apply for a course, please try and make sure that course makes sense. You understand? Try and make sure the course you're applying for has prospects back in your home country. So for example, if you're from Nigeria and then you're applying for a course in aerospace manufacturing, and you know in your heart of hearts that your country may not be planning on venturing into aircraft manufacturing in the next couple of years, so there are definitely no job opportunities for that course. Guys, don't take that kind of course, because it's going to raise a red flag with the visa officer. It look like you're wasting your money. This course you're coming to study, once you're done, there's no job opportunity for it in your country, so why bother? Why are you bothering to study that particular course? So make sure the course you're studying has prospects back in your home country. Also guys, try and make sure the course you're going for is not directly like similar to what you studied in your undergraduate degree. For example, if you studied theater art in your bachelor's degree, you don't want to be taking theater art for your master's degree. Like, it's almost the same thing. So try and look for something more specialized, something more specific. For example, something like film editing or film directing or movie production, something like that. That is now specialized, so it makes sense that way. So guys, once we are done with that, once you've gotten the course and the admission out of the way, you then need to start gathering other documents. If you're coming with your family, you need to determine what kind of visa you want to apply for your family. So for your spouse, you have the option of applying for a spousal open work permit or a visitor's visa for them. And then for your children, you have the option of applying for a study visa or a visitor's visa for your children. So the legal school age in Canada is from 4 years up. So if you have children from 4 years up, then it's advised to apply for a study visa for them. So once they get here, they can keep going to school. But if you have children below that age mark, below 4 years, apply for a visitor's visa for them. So guys, once you've been able to determine what kind of visa you want to apply to for everybody, that is spouse and children, you can now continue gathering your other documents. If you're a single person, you can skip this step. So guys, the other documents you need to start gathering are your travel document. So your travel document is your international passport basically. Guys, try and make sure the international passport you're applying with is not expiring anytime soon, because if it's expiring anytime soon, they cannot issue you a visa longer than the dates your passport is going to expire. If you're applying for a 1 year program and you want a 1 year visa and your passport is expiring in 6 months, they will likely not give that visa to you. Even if they want to approve it, they're going to send you a message to bring an updated passport, like a renewed passport. And guys, you know our country, by the time you start applying in a rush to get that passport, you may not get it within 30 days. So guys, try as much as possible to update your passport. Make sure your passport has years on it before you apply. So guys, once you're done with that, the next thing you need to have is your digital photo. So there's a standard measurement on the IRCC website, but if you're in Nigeria, you can go to Studio 24 and tell them you need passport for your visa application. They get the gist. They are going to do a good job for you. So guys, once you're done with that, then you move on to the proof of funds. So first and foremost, you need to determine how much you need, either as a single person or as a family. Now, there's no specific amounts that everybody is supposed to have, it's case specific. So, what you want to do is to understand or find out how much you're supposed to pay for your school fees. For example, if your course is a 1 year program and it's 10,000 Canadian dollars, that means you need 10,000 Canadian dollars for your school fees and then 10,000 Canadian dollars for your living expenses. That's like a fixed amount. Everybody needs to have 10,000 Canadian dollars for their living expenses. And then it's advised you have an extra 3,000 Canadian dollars for miscellaneous because you're going to pay for flight tickets. You're potentially going to stay in a hotel or an Airbnb once you land, pending when you get an accommodation. And then some small things that you may need to do or pay for. And trust me, you don't want to be using out of that 10,000 Canadian dollars when you haven't settled down yet. So it's good to have like that 3,000 miscellaneous cash. And also, you don't want to seem like you're on a tight budget. It's good to have more cash than less. So guys, that's for a single person. Now let's move on to married people that are coming with family. So for your spouse, after providing that amount I just mentioned, now that is your 10,000 Canadian for your school fees and your 10,000 for your living expenses and then your 3,000 miscellaneous cash. You want to also provide 4,000 Canadian dollars for your spouse. Guys, for your spouse, this is a fixed amount. And then for each of your children, you need to provide 3,000 Canadian dollars for each of your children. So guys, let's do the maths. If you're coming with your family, what you need is the total amount of your school fees plus the 10,000 Canadian dollars for living expenses. This is a fixed amount. And then 3,000 Canadian dollars for miscellaneous. This is not compulsory, but it is highly recommended that you have this extra cash. You don't want to be on a tight budget. And then once you're done with that for yourself, you then need to have 4,000 Canadian dollars for your wife and 3,000 Canadian dollars for each of your children. So if you have 100 children, to God be the glory. So guys, once you've been able to determine the amount you need for your family, the next thing you want to do is to provide documents that prove you have these funds. So you can either be self-sponsored or you have a sponsor. So if you're self-sponsored, then the documents you need to provide are your bank statement. So guys, this bank statement needs to show that you've had this total sum of money that your family needs for the past 3 months in your account. If the money has not been in your account, maybe you're a business person or you are using the money for business and all of that, and then all of a sudden before you're trying to apply, you then deposit the money into your account, you need to write an explanation of large sum documents to explain where that money is coming from, how that money is coming into your account. Explain everything with proof. If you use it for business and you sign documents, you have documents that are proving the particular amount, what you use it for and everything. Attach everything. With Canadian immigration, if you say something, then you have to prove it. You don't just say it, you say and you prove. So guys, once you're done with that, the next thing you want to present would be documents that prove your source of income. For example, if you're employed, then you need to provide like your pay slips, your salary accounts, stuff like that. If you're doing business, then you can provide like your certificate of incorporation, you provide your business bank statements. If you've been paying your tax, you provide your tax certificates, prove where your money is coming from basically. So guys, if you're not sponsoring yourself and you have a sponsor, then you need to provide a sponsorship letter, and the sponsorship letter is supposed to have your sponsor's name, state your sponsor's relationship with you, state how much your sponsor is willing to give to you, state for what time period, what time frame is your sponsor sponsoring you for. If you're coming for a 2-year program and they're sponsoring you for the whole 2 years, you're supposed to state that there. If they're sponsoring you for 1 year, they're also supposed to state that there, that they're just taking care of your fees for just 1 year. And then you also need to state your sponsor's source of income, how much they make annually, stuff like that, just to give the visa officer an idea that this person can actually afford to sponsor you and still be very comfortable back home. So guys, once you're done with that, you also need a gift deed. So your sponsor is supposed to send the amount that they're sponsoring you with into your account. So once the money gets to your account, it's going to be like a lump sum. So to cancel out this lump sum issue, you're supposed to get a gift deed from your sponsor. So guys, this gift deed is going to have your sponsor's name, state the account the money left from, and the account the money got in. So guys, this gift deed is also supposed to state that this money your sponsor is giving you is totally a gift. It has no restrictions on it. It has no expectations. They're not expecting you to pay the money back in cash, in kind, in any form at all. It's just like a gift. It's free of all restrictions. So yeah, once you're done with that, the next thing you also need to provide is your sponsor's bank statement. You need to provide your sponsor's bank statement to show that your sponsor has the money to give you and also has enough to take care of themselves after giving you the one that they've given to you. You also need to state your sponsor's source of income. So if your sponsor is working, you need to bring their employment letter, their pay slips. If they have businesses, you need to bring stuff like their certificate of incorporation for their companies or their businesses, their business bank statements, their tax certificates, just stuff like that, just to show that they are legit. So guys, the next thing you want to do is to prove ties to your home country, and you can do this in various ways. You can prove ties either with family or with economic ties. So for economic ties, things like land, businesses, buildings, job opportunities, and yeah, stuff like that. And then for family, maybe your extended family and your immediate family. If you have any other immediate family member that is staying behind, or if you have extended family, you can add all of those together. So if you're coming with your family, if you're coming with your wife and children, you also need to prove ties for your wife or your husband, whoever the principal applicant is. You need to prove ties for the other person that is accompanying you, because they cannot really depend on your ties. Everybody needs to have something that is linking them back to their home country. So if your spouse still has their parents here, you can use them as ties. If your spouse has businesses or properties, if you guys co-own properties, you can use those documents together. Yes, you can use them to prove ties. So you don't have to have all of these things, but at least try and have some. If you're not using extended family, try and have something like a business, a tangible business, and then maybe landed properties or a job offer. If any of you has like a job offer, your company is telling you that once you're done staying over with your spouse, whenever you guys come back, we still have this job waiting for you here. Yes, if possible, we're even going to like increase your salary, something like that is good, or you're going to come back and take on a higher position. That's good. This applies to any of you, either the principal applicant or the dependent. So guys, the next thing you want to have is your police certificate. Some people have said this one is not compulsory, but I don't know. In my own case, we provided police certificate, so I don't know if it impacts your application if you don't have it. But I would just advise you to have it, sha. Then your medicals, you can choose to do your medicals up front, or you can wait till whenever they request that you do it. But I would advise that you just do everything and send everything in, because guys, the backlog IRCC has is a lot, and trust me, you don't want to be having back and forth communication with them. Just try and send in everything, cross your leg and rest. Know there is wait that you're waiting for them to approve it. Yes, it will not be rejection in Jesus' name. You also want to provide your bachelor certificate, that's certificate for your bachelor's degree. If you have professional certificates, you can also attach those. Yeah, NYSC and all of that. And then the next thing you want to attach is your marriage certificate to prove that you and your spouse are actually legally married. And then also provide your birth certificate, your children's birth certificate, your spouse's birth certificate. And yeah, the last thing you also want to provide is your study plan. The Canadian immigration process does not require you to have a physical interview like the US visa application and all of that. So for this one, your study plan is literally like your interview. So they're not going to call you to ask you anything. So whatever you write on that study plan, that's what helps them with their perspective. That's what gives them the perspective of, okay, why are you coming to study this course? Okay, how much do you have? Okay, what ties do you have? Okay, like it's just like a summary or like an essay, just to better understand you. So, guys, in your study plan, you want to state why you chose the course you're trying to study at all. You want to state your after study plans. That's once you're done studying this course in Canada, what do you plan on using this course to do when you return back to your home country? You also want to state why you chose your school. You understand, why exactly did you choose your school? So if your school has co-op opportunities, if your school has maybe more practical ways of teaching instead of theoretical, you need to state all these things there. You also want to know why you're choosing to come study in Canada, so you can state all of that there. Why are you choosing Canada instead of doing this course in your home country, especially if it's a course that your home country has? So you need to state all of this there. So guys, after all these things I've said, if you know that you don't have the time, or you don't have the chance to like even just bother to go do further research or try to apply for this thing by yourself, you can decide to use a consultant. But guys, don't go and use agent Isonu. Try and use a licensed immigration consultant, because guys, if you go and use a consultant that is not licensed by Canadian immigration, you can receive a 5-year ban. They will reject you and give you a 5-year ban. It's called misrepresentation. So guys, I recommend you check on Instagram. These consultants, they are called InfoPlace Canada. They are very good, they are very professional. You can check them out. You can also check out Skynet Consults. I'll be putting all their links in the description. Check out InfoPlace Canada or Skynet Consults. They are very good. I've seen a lot of testimonies from them. So yeah, you guys should check them out. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I think this video is actually going to be long, but I hope it was very informative and it was also very helpful for you guys. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with anybody that's going to need it. So guys, until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.